Have you ever stood in the middle of a room with absolutely no idea why you walked in? You stop, look around, search your memory, and for a few strange seconds, it's as if your own mind has locked you out. Then, you walk back into the previous room, and suddenly, the answer returns. It feels like magic, or a glitch. But neither explanation is correct. What if I told you this isn't forgetfulness? It's a feature. Your brain is quietly doing exactly what it was designed to do. And it all begins with a doorway.
Every day, your brain processes an overwhelming amount of information. The color of every wall, the sound of distant traffic, the weight of your clothes, the temperature of the air, the position of every object around you. If your brain stored every detail with equal importance, even making breakfast would become impossible. So instead, it edits reality. Not by changing what happens, but by deciding where one experience ends and the next one begins. One of the strongest boundaries your brain recognizes is walking through a doorway. Imagine your day as a book. Every room is a new chapter. The kitchen, the bedroom, the office, the hallway.
When you cross from one space into another, your brain often treats that movement as the beginning of a new event. And as it starts writing the next chapter, it quietly closes the previous one. Sometimes, it closes it a little too well. That strange moment when you forget why you entered the room has a name. Psychologists call it the doorway effect. Researchers have repeatedly found that people are more likely to forget what they were about to do immediately after passing through a doorway than if they had remained in the same room. The doorway itself isn't stealing your memory. It's telling your brain, we're somewhere new now. And your brain responds by reorganizing the information it considers important. Most of the time, this invisible system works perfectly. You never notice it, until the plan you had just seconds ago vanishes. But here's the unsettling part. Doorways are only the beginning. Your brain creates invisible boundaries everywhere. A phone call ends. A meeting begins. You close one browser tab. You open another. You finish one conversation. You start the next. Each transition encourages your brain to package the previous moment into a separate mental episode. Without these invisible chapters, life would become one endless stream of information. You would struggle to separate yesterday from today, or one memory from another. These mental boundaries are one of the reasons your life feels organized instead of chaotic. They are also the reasons small intentions disappear so easily. Think about what happens when you suddenly remember why you entered the room. What changed? Usually,
You retrace your steps. You return to the previous room. You recreate the same environment. And almost instantly, the forgotten thought comes back. Why? Because memory isn't stored in isolation. It depends on context. Your surroundings become part of the memory itself. Return to the original setting, and your brain receives the same collection of clues it had a few seconds earlier. It's almost like finding the right key for the right lock. The memory wasn't destroyed. It simply lost its address. This reveals something most people never realize. Your memories aren't stored like files in a perfectly organized cabinet. They're woven into places, objects, sounds, smells, lighting, even the direction you're facing. Change enough of those details, and your brain sometimes struggles to find what it already knows. That's why an old song can instantly transport you back to childhood. Why the smell of a particular perfume can unlock memories you haven't thought about in years. Or why walking into a familiar house can make forgotten moments suddenly feel alive again.
Memory isn't just inside your brain. It's connected to the world around you. So, the next time you walk into a room and completely forget why you're there, don't assume your brain has failed. It may actually be doing exactly what kept our ancestors alive for thousands of years. Organizing experience, filtering distractions, preparing for whatever comes next. But it leaves us with one unsettling question.
If something as simple as crossing a doorway can quietly reshape your thoughts, how many other invisible boundaries are changing your mind without you ever noticing? Because sometimes the wrong detail isn't inside the room. It's the moment you walked through the door.